Did you know that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is definitely the Doctor because she says, "Oh, brilliant," and if you put it next to a gif of David Tennant doing the same thing, then that means that it's definitely the same character. It's got nothing to do with the fact we saw him change into her! Hey, Radio Times, can I be employed? Play the theme. That's a real thing.
Fuck me.
That's a real thing.
I was not expecting that.
The Radio Times, just like, proof that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is the Doctor. Here's a gif of Tennant going, "Oh, brilliant." Here's a gif of Jodie Whittaker going, "Oh, brilliant." She's definitely the Doctor. No, she's the Doctor because she's been cast as the Doctor. The fuck? I wonder how much they were paid for that article. Sorry, everybody. Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm really pissed off at the state of journalism.
So welcome to the Big Damn Cast. It's business as usual.
The difference is we don't get paid to talk shit.
No, we do not.
And not make any points. In fact, what we were getting paid, we're not even going to get paid anymore for the 20th of February.
Thanks YouTube. You really solved that problem by dropping a fucking bomb on it, yeah.
Would you like to know some interesting bullshit? For those who don't know, YouTube tightened its rules for partnership program entry. Which recently, last year they changed it so that you had to have had a total of 10,000 views over the course of your channel lifetime to qualify. And I remember I was like, "Oh God, this channel's quite new. Are we going to make it?" We did. Like just in time for the deadline, we crossed 10,000 views. Which was like, get in.
Oosh.
Releasing a weekly show, I suppose, will help lend toward that eventually.
Yeah.
But, and it's a big but. They changed it last week to. You need to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers that you have accumulated in the last year. Not us. And you need to have had over 4,000 hours of your content viewed. So not 4,000 views, 4,000 hours. To give you an idea of how that works, Sonny Jim, if you released, say, like a show that was an hour long on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah? 4,000 people have to have watched that hour-long show.
Yeah.
And there's your 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
There it is. But they're not going to watch an hour-long show unless you create a breakout video or it's one in a series you've been doing for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, channels have till the 20th of February to hit both of those things to continue being monetized. But I had to fight about it on Twitter with people because they were like, "Well, you'll get the money that you've earned." Like, YouTube have said they're going to send out all the money that they owe people despite if they've hit the limit or whatever. It's not that. It's the fact that this
principle of
platform,
the thing.
this platform doesn't give a shit about you unless you are raking in cash for them.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason it's doing that, because why not just keep monetizing smaller channels and still make cash? Yeah, it's not a lot of cash, but it's a bit of cash.
Yeah.
Still make it. Why cut off doing that? Because this way, by Jingo, they'll be able to focus more human resources on the bigger channels and turn around in a month or so and go, "Hey, look, see? Notice how we haven't had any big incidents like the Logan Paul thing?
Yeah.
It's because we're keeping on top of things, yo! We're keeping on top of the people who make us lots of money."
Yeah.
It's like, great. So, how are smaller channels ever going to grow and thrive when your algorithm doesn't suggest any videos that aren't of a certain view from a certain view count? That is just like, bollocks. So for those listening to this on YouTube,
Utter bullshit.
we appreciate you a lot. Thank
Yes,
you very
we do.
much.
Was that not clear?
But now more than ever, no, I mean, we do tend to end some episodes calling them a bunch of tomatoes.
I thought the microphone was off. Fuck!
It's always on. So it's going to be always on every day from now on until the 20th of February, so we can get 4,000 viewing hours.
Yeah, but because we've not got 4,000 viewing hours, we can get away with doing whatever we want.
Yeah,
because no one's going to be moderating our channel.
There's this wonderful tweet that was going around on the day that it all started to kick off last week, where someone put, "Well, since I will no longer be monetized, I suppose it doesn't matter if I use copyrighted music from this point on."
Yep.
Woohoo! Like, with no exclamation point. And then the gif that attached was Jafar going, "Ecstatic." It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But
I love that all the smaller YouTubers are getting punished because the colossal YouTubers have continued to fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. I said it on YouTube and I said it on Twitter. Vimeo, Dailymotion, guys, get your fingers out your arses.
Yeah.
start updating your systems, figure out how people can monetize, and offer an alternative.
Get your shit together and offer a competitor, because YouTube can do whatever the fuck they want at the moment.
And it's mental. It's absolutely mental. But like I said, now more than ever, if you enjoy the show and you think your mates would enjoy it, pass it on, people. Because the algorithms and nothing like that is certainly going to suggest it elsewhere. If you want to spread the word, you've got to spread the word.
And also, hopefully, Adventures in Backlog will be coming back next week, if everything goes according to plan.
Well, if you hurry up and do 4,000 hour-long episodes between now and the 20th of February, we might just make it.
I don't think there are 4,000 hours between now and the 20th of February.
Well,
I don't know. I have to do the maths on it. Maybe.
They said it was to cut down on copycat channels and people who just repost successful videos. That won't do that.
No.
Because those channels will meet the criteria.
Those channels rake it in.
They will meet the criteria.
Yeah, because you're talking about networks like that do like the fucking Spider-Man and Elsa stuff and shit like that.
Yeah, but and also people who just like upload Vine compilations that aren't their property.
Yeah.
It's like, well, tough shit, because unless you like specifically target those guys, they will qualify for your new terms.
Yeah, that stuff's going to go through the roof.
It's mental. I mean, I became a YouTube partner in 2009. I worked on my YouTube content for 3 years.
Yeah.
Before I qualified for partner status as it was back then. And I'm not a huge YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, but I work hard on every video I put out there. And I'm quite proud of them. And now I'm just like, oh, I guess no one cares then.
Yeah.
On the site.
Basically.
Okay, fair enough. And after nearly 12 years, that's pretty depressing. But on the plus side, we do this weekly on iTunes and YouTube, so this ain't going anywhere, kids.
And also, you can use the RSS feed from SoundCloud to grab us through whatever podcast app you like to use if you're an Android user or you don't like iTunes' built-in stuff.
That's true.
I kind of avoid Apple stuff wherever possible.
I would do it.
I was so happy when my girlfriend switched to an Android phone, which meant we could uninstall iTunes from the laptop. It just felt like I was lifting a giant weight.
Can you feel a brand new day?
Oh, it was so good.
Which, I mean, that being said, we're recording this on a Mac, so all hell could break loose.
Yeah, but it's your Mac, so fuck you.
Yeah, but I also have an iPhone with a dirty case, so I like to balance out the polished turd by making it look less polished.
I'm disgusted.
Speaking of polished turds, the Oscars are coming up, and ladies and gentlemen, baiting has been successful for a lot of pictures that are clearly about issues and important, obvious Oscar topics.
Issues.
But there have been some surprise twists and turns in the nominations. One that even just popped up on my phone as a news alert just now.
So the leader in terms of number of nominations for a single film is The Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro's
woman fucks fish picture.
Woman fish monster horror Cold War romance. I'm like, all right, okay,
I'm down.
Okay,
a film which we've not got yet. We get it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The States have had it since before Christmas.
Which again, like release time, you think, oh, surely we would have released it close to October, like autumn. No, it was a Christmas picture.
Yeah,
it was a Christmas release.
Yeah, and it's supposedly brilliant, and I can't wait to see it. But it's got 13 nominations, which for a genre picture we haven't had something like that since
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah,
2003.
Yeah,
2004 Oscars,
and it's just
excuse me.
To see, it's got best director, best picture, best actress for Sally Hawkins, best supporting actress for Octavia Spencer, best supporting actor for Richard Jenkins, probably a bunch of other stuff that I haven't looked into yet. But yeah, and
you watch, they won't get it for like effects. It's like, really? I know that's the one that you tend to shove mainstream movies into just so you can be like, oh look, see, we gave you a precious fucking action adventure film nomination. But I think this one would probably pop up in there somewhere.
Of course.
Because that's why Suicide Squad is labelled an Oscar-nominated film.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because it was nominated for effects, which baffles me to this day, because
the Dark
Croc
Knight
looks awful.
That got nominated for Best Actor, didn't it? Heath Ledger won.
Yeah, posthumously.
Yeah. So that was probably the last big genre recognition that was in the Oscars.
And even then, I think part of it was down to just the revelation of the performance and them going, well, we should probably tick that box. And it's like...
Which is...
I sort of stand by the belief, having been in an environment where people who works on stuff that's like gone up for BAFTAs and things, I stand by the belief that the nomination is the best part.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, cool. a big acknowledgement of the work we did. Winning's completely incidental.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it's decided by a bunch of, in most cases, crusty old white guys in a room.
Out of touch, which makes some of these nominations surprising.
I know, because Shape of Water's not the only genre one to be up in the running for Best Picture.
It's not.
In fact, again, I think the last time something like this happened was Mad Max, a couple of years back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Get Out!
Get Out!
No, it was an instruction.
Best Picture.
I'm sick of you.
Oh.
Shit. No, but stay, let's talk about the movie Get Out.
Let's talk about Hollywood.
Hey, Get Out! Like my movie. The Get Out.
I was
As opposed to the Get Down.
really hoping that this would get some love. Because
Yeah.
it's brilliant. And also, it's not as white as so many of the movies that are in this fucking
Yeah,
film.
part of me's worried that it is an Oscar board pick to sort of go, see, we do pick black movies. It's like, it's not black movies.
But
it's,
having
it's
seen it...
It's the lack of non-white faces in the last couple of years at your
Yeah.
ceremony and the nominations was the worrying thing. But all the same, if Get Out wins Best Picture, holy shit.
But let's look at the company that it's keeping.
Oscar nominated Get Out.
Dunkirk.
That never goes.
Dunkirk's in there.
Alright, cool.
So they'll probably love that because, Christopher Nolan, you're so clever.
And War, innit?
And War. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which I saw last week and is
Fine?
not good.
Not good.
It's got some great performances in it.
What about the
which
Dink?
is why it's been recognised.
Is the Dink
He's
good?
barely in it.
Ah.
Like he's in one scene near the beginning, and then he disappears from the film for like
Is he
an
the killer?
hour and 15 minutes.
Is he the killer?
No.
Oh, alright.
And then
Sorry, I just assumed. I was like, wait, so he's at the beginning?
and then he comes back for a couple more scenes towards the end, and that's it.
So he's not the killer.
Like, he's
Do we find the
Three-
killer?
3 Billboards has structural problems.
Do they find the killer?
In that it doesn't end;
Is the killer one of the billboards?
it just stops.
Is it a time travel paradox and the 3 billboards were always there and killed her daughter?
No.
Did the 3 billboards conspire to kill her daughter
No, the 3
so that they
billboards-
would be used? They were just sat in a shed somewhere.
The 3 Billboards have no agency in the plot. They are purely plot devices.
To goad Woody Harrelson into doing stuff.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's a movie which tries to be about redemption and be like, anyone can be redeemed for anything, but actually comes across as people can do whatever they want and not face any consequences.
Who's the lead? Frances
McDormand.
McDormand. Is she good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's good in it.
Yeah.
It's just not very good. It's just a bit of a mess.
It's like a lesser Cohen film.
Yeah,
Where you go,
it just-
wow, everyone in this is pretty good.
It just meanders about a bit.
What's
and
the point
then
of it?
Gets onto this subplot and then onto this subplot for a little bit and then just stops.
And
And it feels twice as long as it is. What else is in there? Call Me By Your Name, which I haven't seen. Lady Bird, which I haven't seen.
Call Me By Your Name, that's the romance one, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah, I've
it's,
heard good things. Armie Hammer.
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. Darkest Hour, which is Gary Oldman does his best acting.
The film that feels like Oldman's going, I'm going to pack it in now. Here's my last attempt. At,
Yeah,
like,
maybe. Although
I'll
he's,
pile on the prosthetics. And
yeah, it's just like
play Churchill in the second mainstream release about Churchill this year.
it just feels a bit of a like a. It's just so blatantly this is
some
my
of these
best actor
some of
attempt.
these movies feel like a movie parody version of Oscar nominated
Yeah.
movies, and this feels like one of them.
Get Out. We talked about Phantom Thread, which I know jack all about. Other than it's a P.T. Anderson movie, and I quite like P.T. Anderson, and
Is that
also
the one with
it's
Jeremy Irons?
no, it's
No, it's not
Daniel
Jeremy
Day-Lewis.
Looking like
in his,
Jeremy Irons
in his actual final role. For
Oh
real,
yeah,
for real this time, not a lying.
for realsies.
Honest, not crossing my fingers behind my back.
Until his Take That S comeback in a few years.
We've already had that.
Well, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Take That came back twice technically,
Yeah.
and then thrice, and then 4 times. All of them within their second comeback. Look, it's Take That, but mine's Robbie.
And then
And they're back with Robbie. And they're back without Robbie. And now there's only 3 of them.
And then The Post.
Which again, I love me some Hanks and I love me some Streep, but it just reeks of this is our Oscar movie, guys.
Yeah.
It's our Oscar movie. It's about freedom of the press. It's our Oscar movie. Hey? Yeah, you look at it. See what we...
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya's up
Oscar
for Best
movie.
Actor.
Okay, again, winning Winning matters not. Do or do not. There is no try. But the fact that he's Daniel Kaluuya is an Oscar-nominated actor now.
Daniel Kaluuya.
That is awesome.
Is an Oscar-nominated actor.
Fuck, that's so cool.
Fucking love Daniel Kaluuya.
Tea Leaf.
Tea Leaf is an Oscar-nominated actor. That's so fucking cool.
That is amazing.
Oh.
If he wins it, he better refer to it as his Holy of Holies.
Oh! Yes! So yeah, let's hope that The Shape of Water and Get Out get some recognition at the Oscars, because everything else on that list is just kind of like, this is the same shit that gets nominated every year.
Though I don't think it's an Oscar-winning performance. I'm surprised that culturally they haven't taken Wonder Woman into consideration and put Jenkins up for director or Godot up for actor. I don't think a performance is Oscar-worthy, but it's a really, really compelling, enjoyable performance. And Jenkins' direction of that movie is fucking great for somebody who does not direct action movies.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Wonder Woman's been snubbed this year.
We'll see.
Well, I'll see. But enough on female superhero movies and the lack thereof. For now. What's next on the docket, you handsome sprocket? I don't know what that is, but it rhymes.
Let's have a little catch-up about the comics industry, because some stuff's happening.
What the fuck?
I'm
sick of comics. I've spent the last 2 days moving them from shelf to shelf.
The lovely Dan Slott.
The lovely Daniel Slaughter.
Did we ever give him his dog back?
Oh, shit. No, that's dead.
That's what that smell is.
That dog is dead.
That's what that smell is. He's finishing his, 10-year run on Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes, his 10-year tenure.
His tenure?
Yeah, he started 2007 as part of the Brand New Day team. And then took over full-time with Big Time. And yeah, he's wrapping up. And according to an interview with, I think it was Variety this week, when he announced it, because he announced it by just retweeting the interview that announced that he was leaving, with the simple word, boom, was the tweet. Yeah, he said that he knew about 4 years ago where he was going to stop. And he always kept setting himself deadlines. So he'd always be like, "Oh right, I want to get to 100 issues.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get to 150. Oh, I want to get to standard. Oh, I want to get to." Do you know what I mean? He kept setting himself goals. And he is now, I believe, the longest-serving writer of the book itself. I might be wrong. Time from his Brain Trust Brand New Day days.
Yeah.
However, he just said, had he known in advance, he would have extended his tenure just a little bit longer by 7 years worth to beat out Bendis, who technically has the longest run on a Spider-Man story.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man right up to his last issue of current Spider-Man. Because obviously, basically, Bendis has the longest consistent run on the character, specifically based on a version he was writing for.
Yeah.
So, Peter Parker and Ultimate Spider-Man, and then the end of Peter going to Miles Morales, and Miles Morales to current Miles Morales. So it's like, yeah, he's like, if I'd have known that at the time, I would have held out for another year. But the plan is, giant-sized 800 will be out later this year, I believe.
Spider-Man 800.
Spider-Man 8 motherfucking
I remember us going to town on... Hello.
Oh, summer
going to town on Boxing Day to pick up 700.
Yeah, Boxing Day 2012? 2012, 2013? What year did Amazing Spider-Man come out? 2012. It was oh, tits. Hang on. Right, when did Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out? 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Christmas 2012.
Yeah.
Because we had a good year and a half of Superior.
Yeah.
Before Peter came back.
And it was a good year.
In time for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because obviously Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out at the same time issue 1 of the new volume of Amazing Spider-Man came out.
Which has now been renumbered.
Yeah.
Marvel Legacy.
Well, it's been renumbered a couple times since then. That run only had 12 issues before it was renumbered again.
Yeah. For the post-Secret Wars worldwide stuff.
Mental.
And then with Marvel Legacy, everything's been renumbered back to its original numbering.
Which makes sense for this, because obviously it means we get giant-sized 800!
I mean, series tend to do that for their anniversary issues, which we'll talk about in a moment when we get to the next bit of item. But before we do, what's Dan moving on to?
Well, after he completes issue 801, which will be his final one, which we suspect is because it's a more smaller personal story, and he always wanted to end with that one, instead of the big blockbuster 800th issue, which will no doubt have like guest writers and extra bits and bobs in it.
Oh, yeah.
He's moving on to another Marvel mainstay. And he said in the interview, he worded it perfectly, he said, like, I'm moving on from the character I always wanted to write ever since I was a kid to the character that every kid wants to read now because he's, like, their favourite. He's moving on to Iron Man. And I really can't wait to see what he'll do with the character, because Dan's a bit of a polarising figure. I'm not talking about when people get into arguments with him about various things on Twitter. I'm not talking about that.
Which is always entertaining.
Because usually you look at it and you go, yeah, Dan's completely in the right here. Like, you just need to shut up. He's replying to you because you keep answering back to him. He's just going to keep replying. Yeah. Like, although sometimes I do look at it and I go, Dan, stop tweeting. Just stop tweeting. Put it down. Put it down. You'll be a happier person today if you stop tweeting. But based on his writing, he's very polarising. A lot of people really haven't enjoyed Peter being taken on these journeys, like working for Horizon Labs at the start of the Brand New Day stuff. Ended up with like a version of Parker Industries. Most controversially, people really didn't enjoy him dying and being replaced with Doc Ock.
Oh, I loved Superior Spider-Man.
But yeah, on the wonderfully happier, greener grass end of the spectrum, a lot of people really freaking dug these things.
Oh, yeah.
Superior Spider-Man is probably my favourite, aside from Ultimate, it's probably my favourite, like, consistent run on a Spidey book. Superior was fascinating. Like, Peter's dead. Octavius is in his body. What happens now? What we got was a year and a half of fucking excellent What Happens Now stories. And then a beautiful epilogue with him showing up in the Spider-Verse story from earlier in his timeline. So you as a reader are like, oh god, like if only he knew what was going to happen. And similarly, like, oh my god, he's found out what's going to happen. Oh my god, he's planning contingency. Like, it was so good.
He's the cook.
The cook. He's the cook.
He's a cook.
I love the Parker Industry stuff, what I've read so far, because again, it's just here's what happens if Peter's Tony.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's a bit of butting heads. Like, that's what's exciting me to find out what he'll do with Iron Man, because other writers have tried to do stuff with Iron Man like that. I mean, one of them was literally a shock tactic copy-paste of Superior Spider-Man. They did Superior Iron Man after Axis, I think it was.
Yeah, it wasn't quite a...
Not directly, but it was Tony's now a jackass. And it was basically like a straight-up horrible person.
And he wasn't around for long because he got swallowed up into Secret Wars.
But it was just... I remember reading 2 issues of that going, why? Like, this just feels odd.
You could say the same thing about Axis.
Yeah, Axis. I mean, I read Superior Carnage, which I think was the book that span out of Axis. Or Carnage Axis. That was a fun mini. It's like Carnage is suddenly a good guy. He's compelled to be good, and he's not sure why. So he like kidnaps this reporter who's written about him, and he's like, "Look, you write about good guys and bad guys, right? Tell me how to be a good guy." And she's like, "Leave me alone, you scary monster man!"
Terrifying.
And he's like, "No, I'm not a scary monster man. Well, I am, but I want to know, like, do I save lives? How does it work?" And it was a weirdly fascinating idea of like, let's take a murderer, a fucking serial killer with an alien weapon. And suddenly now he doesn't want to kill people anymore.
And some of the Axis stuff,
and he's not sure why
as well. Because
like that Axis Hobgoblin mini was quite fun. It was just about Kingsley like selling more stuff in supervillain auctions, and the fact that people were turning back on him and things like that.
And Sabretooth stayed inverted after Axis as well.
Did he? So he's a good guy. Like
I don't know if he still is because I haven't really been following the X books. I've read the first volumes of X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, which
one day the last 10 years worth of X-Men stuff's going to be on a massive sale in some place, and I'm going to go, alright, come on, let's see what you've got. As it stands, every time I look at an X-Men front cover now, I'm like, I have no idea who that is, why Colossus looks like Juggernaut, what the fuck is happening?
The post-Secret Wars stuff isn't great,
no.
But the blue and gold stuff
and I didn't hate AVX, so like, I don't mind them throwing curveballs, but...
Kieran Gillen's Uncanny X-Men one was really good.
Well, it's Kieran Gillen. Kieran Gillen's pretty freaking good on everything he touches.
What else was good? The Bendis Uncanny and All New, I quite liked.
I read the first 3 arcs of All New, and I really enjoyed it.
But yeah, the procedural stuff, with the exception of Old Man Logan, just didn't hit with me.
Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan in modern Marvel.
That old man Logan.
He just keeps on cutting.
You know the song.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad that they're bringing back Vanilla Logan.
Vanilla Logan. That sounds delicious.
Vanilla Logan. Because
it's like a Blu-ray copy of the movie Logan, but the outside cover's like a scratch and sniff.
Well,
Where's that in the Oscar noms?
Logan.
Yeah, for something. I mean, it was freaking gorgeous.
The
Best supporting actor, Patrick Stewart. Where's that nomination?
I don't know.
Best supporting actress, Daphne Keane.
I mean, I like that movie, but I'm
best.
I can't.
Annoying earworm song in a trailer nomination. We're down, we're go. That's all I got.
Can we?
Kanye.
Can we all agree?
I'm gonna let you finish.
That John Denver was in altogether too many movies this last year.
No, because I'm an advocate of. Oh, hey, it's that guy. Patterns in things. So,
but like that song was just in so many things, and like.
Yeah, does "Hey, It's That Guy" count if it's audio? That's a good point.
And also, I really didn't need...
the same way that Kanye West's Power's in too many trailers now.
I didn't really need to hear Mark Strong bellowing it at the top of his lungs for altogether too long in that sequence in Kingsman.
But Mark Strong.
Anyway,
Kingsman 2, but Mark Strong.
Speaking of landmark issues...
Guess
what's just around the corner? Action Comics issue 1000.
That's what I said. Action Comics issue 1000.
Issue 1000.
Wait a minute, Matt. Action Comics? Isn't that the comic book that debuted 8 freaking decades ago? The Adventures of the one and only Superman?
It is. And to celebrate, he's getting his red trunks back.
What? Oh my god. No, you don't understand. That's perfect. That's perfect. Not just because it's a design that people have been clamouring to see the return of, but he's turning 80. He needs a diaper.
Hey!
Hey! It'll happen to us all one day.
It's out on April 18th. And it's the debut of a new Superman costume designed by Jim Lee, which is basically the old Superman costume. So, there you go. It's basically the classic Superman costume. I've shown you a picture of it.
Wait. Are you saying that the comic books are doing what the films aren't doing and giving us what we'd like to see?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of liking to see, it's got a bunch of variant covers, one for each decade.
Oh, shit.
Steve Rude is drawing a 1930s cover. Michael Cho's drawing a 1940s cover. Dave Gibbons is drawing a 1950s cover. Mike Allred is drawing a 1960s cover.
That is a match made in heaven.
Jim Steranko is drawing a 1970s cover.
That was a match made on Earth.
Josh Middleton is drawing an 80s cover. Dan Jurgens is drawing a 1990s cover.
Yeah.
And Lee Mayo is drawing a 2000s cover. So, that's fucking awesome. Also... what's actually in the book.
Gold! Nazi gold! That's where they hid the Nazi gold.
Yes.
In the story of the space age Jewish immigrant.
That's where they hid it. That's the where they hid it. So, God.
For those wondering why the hell I said that Superman's creators were Jewish, and basically the story of Superman is the story of Moses.
Superman!
True that.
So,
which is why it's annoying when Zack Snyder keeps portraying him as a messianic figure. Because he's not
Stop.
Jesus, he's Moses.
Stop.
Oh.
Let's not. So, quiet! The creative teams of the two current Superman books over at DC, so Superman and Action Comics, are getting a 15-page story each in Action Comics 1000. So, Action Comics writer Dan Jurgens is writing and drawing a story, and Superman co-writer Pat Gleason is drawing a story by his co-writer Peter J. Tomasi. Also, newly exclusive DC writer Brian Michael Bendis. This, upstart. This guy who's come out of nowhere.
This young ragamuffin.
Brian Michael Bendis.
This sprightly, inexperienced father of 3 with decades of writing experience.
He'll be writing a 10-page story drawn by Jim Lee.
Now that sounds like it's a fun little cheeky bit of summit.
Bendis' first DC work since 2000, when he wrote Batman Chronicles 21 with Michael Gaydos.
Ooh.
So the Alias team writing a bit of Batman Chronicles.
Cheeky bit of Batemane.
We're also getting stories from...
Cheeky bit of Batemane.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're also getting stories from... Fucking hell. Richard Donner with Jeff Johns and Olivier Coipel.
Okay.
Which is going to be fucking awesome. Paul Dini with Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Oh, yes.
Tom King with Clayman and Jordi Belair. Brad Meltzer with John...
with Clayman or Clayface Clayman?
No. Clayface is over in Detective Comics. Tom King's not writing that. Brad Meltzer with John Cassaday and Laura Martin. Louise Simonson with Jerry Ordway. Scott Snyder with Tim Sale. That's good, fucking sweet.
That would be nice.
And Marv Wolfman is writing a new story based on unpublished art by the late Kurt Swan. And there's more to be announced.
Dun, 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 dun.
And all of DC's superhero titles are getting Superman variants for April.
Oh, that's cool.
And,
that's pretty sweet.
There's a hardcover companion book, an Action Comics hardcover companion coming out by Paul Levitz, a long-time DC publisher. So Action Comics, it's a good time to be into Superman. I might pick that up because I've been liking Superman recently. I'm very behind. I read the first couple of arcs of Superman and Action Comics and liked both of them.
Since Rebirth?
Yeah, since Rebirth. And I've gone back and read 8 or 9 volumes of the Man of Steel era.
John Byrne stuff.
Volume 1 is the John Byrne miniseries, and then after that it collects all the Superman stuff chronologically. I think I've got 8 or 9. I can't remember how many I've got, but I've read those, and they're mostly good.
Yeah, I've read the John Byrne mini.
Yeah, they give you a good feel for the character and a lot of his stuff. But and I've been reading the Grant Morrison JLA run recently, which has some really good Superman stuff in it, including one volume where he's Superman Blue because it just happened in that time period.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's just when it happened.
That's the thing.
So that was weird.
Hey kids, that's the thing.
But hey, so yeah, that's happening. That's cool. Action Comics 1000. Beloved character turning 80.
Getting his incontinence pants on.
Never going to go out of copyright. But Red Trunks, we're getting the Red Trunks back.
Gonna get the red trunks. Gonna get the red trunks.
Hard cut. No segue.
Oh.
Tomb Raider.
Yes. What's your next question? Tomb Raider dropped a new trailer. Like a dirty bag of laundry.
You've not seen it, have you?
I've not seen it yet, so I'd like you to describe it to me in minimal detail.
No, I'm just gonna put it on.
Oh, you can't do that.
I'm just gonna put it on, and
can't do that. Oh, hang on. No, I tell a lie.
I'm gonna watch your.
I have seen it, but it was on mute in bed in the middle of the night, and it was the Square Twitter version with all the text on it.
I am gonna watch your reactions.
Okay.
This is Tomb Raider trailer 2. This is an advert for the iPad. I can't skip, motherfucker!
Please support your local
I hate YouTube
provider and stuff.
Yeah, I've got an iPad Pro, and my mummy bought me an iPad Pro, and I'm in Paris. Fuck off. Oh, this is the best bit of the trailer. This is the white circle going around while it's loading. There we go. Yeah. So, London, Dominic West.
So they're really focusing on the dad plot again. Oh, it's on the remake, isn't it? So
yeah, well, the dad plot's a whole thing in Rise. Yeah. Someone's getting hit. She's getting hit in the face, and she's a bite person.
See, I'm not as sold on the idea of the remake being a basis for anything.
Yeah.
Simply because Lara Croft, to me,
so this
should
is that
be
bit
that
from the first new game where the boat crashes. And then she ends up on an island. Remember that bit?
Yeah.
That's what happens there.
So Lara Croft to me is.
Yeah. So there's a guy stuck on an island and he's a bad guy. And that's that. Remember that from the first new game? And it's Walton Goggins, which is different. But,
yeah. No, the Lara Croft to me is a fucking awesome, smug as fuck adventurer who steals antiquities from ancient tombs. Is confident in how badass she is, and is essentially just like she's the wealthy power fantasy made real. She's Indiana Jones, except she's not a sleaze. Do you know what I mean? Indiana Jones is charming as fuck, but as
he is a sleaze.
As Red Letter Media summed up, Indiana Jones isn't the most appealing thing about those stories. It's the idea of, like, oh my god, I wish I could be him.
Yeah.
That's the appealing thing. And Lara Croft's, like, the same, except she's cool as a fucking cucumber. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the appeal of those stories to me.
Look, she's climbing on things like she does in the game.
Oh my god, it's Destiny's Child.
It's a
rearrangement.
It's a, like, epic movie trailer rearrangement of Destiny's Child.
Oh.
Because she's a survivor.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean...
It just looks
also, she has a bow now because she has a bow in the game. Like, that's the thing that happens.
This just looks really bland, if I'm honest.
It does look a bit bland, doesn't it? And, like... yeah.
Like, I'm not feeling a rhythm here.
But also, there's the whole, oh, my dad died because he knew about a secret society, and now I've got to start a secret society, and that's the plot.
I know, but, like, Tomb Raiders had 2 movies already.
Yeah.
That was the plot of both movies, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying when I say Tomb Raiders to me, like, Lara Croft is just this badass adventurer.
That's the plot of Tomb Raider, though.
Like, yeah, but...
Except it isn't. Like,
it isn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
the plot of the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and it's in the older stuff for sure, but it's... I'm going to say something that's going to make me sound like such a whiny little SJW, but...
That's never happened before on this show.
But hear me out.
You've never been accused of that before by idiots.
Mainstream media and movie-going audiences will only ever think of Lara Croft as the woman who's trying to find out her dad's legacy. Yeah. Everything she's done in mainstream adaptations, aside from the games, the original source, is her trying to figure out what her dad did.
Yeah.
Or, like, learn about her dad, or do what her dad says in his leftover instructions, things like that. And it's sort of, she's got no individual agency.
I'm okay with that being, like, the original spark that started her curiosity, but for it to be everything that she's about.
Yeah, if you're doing a movie, do that for story too.
Yeah.
Like, the sequel is, oh shit, I'm finding some stuff out about my family here that I only had, like, an inkling
Maybe
of.
seed it as part of a backstory in the first one?
Yeah.
But don't, like, make the first one about that. Like, she only becomes this adventurer because...
But now they've done it twice. Like, twice they've been like, oh, it's about her going, I'm daddy's girl and I want to appease daddy even though he's dead. Like, that's the story. It's like, that's boring. Show me I'm not saying the character shouldn't have emotional depth, obviously, and like, investments in family and friends, but, like, show me who she is first.
Show me the money.
Show me who she is first. Show me who Lara is first.
Yeah.
And then deconstruct her. Like, don't build her... That was why the remake game never appealed to me when they first were talking about it. Because I was like, I don't want to see the origin of the Tomb Raider.
That first game's fine, though. Like,
I imagine so, but, like, I don't want to see... The story I'm interested in isn't, how did Lara Croft become the Tomb Raider? Here's the thing. That's not a name. It's not a superhero title. And also,
she's not
she finds some tombs as optional side missions in that first game of the reboot. But the second one got nothing to do with her being a Tomb Raider.
The second one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, so I guess she is the Tomb Raider now. That's who she is.
But again, it's not like the main thrust of the second one, is it?
And it's more of a thing in the second one.
But isn't the plot of these new games, Lara Croft is, again, trying to find out about her dad's backstory, whilst a mercenary group are trying to kill her repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same villain in both the games, same company involved.
No, not quite. No, it's a different company in the second one.
But is it spun out of the first one's story?
Not quite.
See, I know they're trying to ground it a bit more, and I know there's some mysticism in Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Like, there is some mysticism in the first one.
Yeah, but I just fucking... I'm sorry. If you're gonna make a movie, go back to the drawing board. Look at those first couple games. I want my Tomb Raider trailer to end with Lara Croft fucking legging it through a temple, looking like she's on, like she is running for her fucking life. As like a bunch of monkeys scramble past her and we're like, what's going on? And then the T-Rex smashes through the doorway. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see that.
I want the T-Rex from the first one.
I want to see that.
That's what I want.
In a Tomb Raider movie. I want to watch Lara Croft fucking taking out a T-Rex in a jungle temple.
But no,
that's what I want to see.
Running around with a handmade bow and a grubby tank top. being lectured to by Walton Goggins.
I mean, hell, if you want to do more realism, look at Legend. Look at Legend stuff with the espionage and the stuff in China where she's just shooting up all those guys in the big party.
Yeah.
That is badass as fuck. She's there, she's undercover, and then she's rumbled. She literally dives behind the bar, kicks her shoes off, lowers a belt that was already tucked under her dress, and there's 2 fucking Glocks already there, and she's like, oh, right, here we go. And you're just she knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then she just spends the rest of that level leaping around shooting people. It's cool. I want to see it. Tomb Raider should be fun. Yes, there's emotional depth you can tell whilst being fun. Look at the Guardians movies, for example.
No, but
Tomb Raider should be fucking fun.
But these have to be gritty.
And here's the thing.
And real.
Here's the thing as well. Doesn't Survivor just feel like they're trying to go, hey, girl power?
She's a survivor.
But it's just yeah, but you're playing Destiny's Child. That's distracting as fuck. You've done an epic arrangement of a Destiny's Child song. What is this?
I thought we were getting away from the slowed down pop songs in movie trailers. No, doubling down.
I will go and see Tomb Raider. I would like to be wrong. I would like to have a great time.
I'd
really
love to
enjoy
it. It just looks really dull.
Yeah. I'm playing Uncharted: The Lost Legacy at the minute. Cause I borrowed it off my in-laws. That. Just that.
Is it alright?
Just Chloe Fraser, that she's the closest we're gonna get to the Lara that's not with us anymore.
I've not played it, but I've seen a lot of it being played secondhand.
Because the previous Lara's carried on, but in not great games. The previous Lara's adventures carry on in comic books and top-down.
Tomb Raider
co-op games, things like that.
Temple of Osiris,
not just that, Temple of Osiris.
Yeah.
But those games are titled Lara Croft and. Yeah. So they're in keeping with the Indiana Jones style serial spirit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's that's great. And it's still Keely Hawes voicing her in those ones.
Cool.
Who is, for my money, the best person to have portrayed Lara at any point so far. Because she did it in the trilogy, which is, again, the best Tomb Raider. Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld. Yeah. Oh my god! Which is also an Indiana Jones-esque structure. I've just realised.
Yeah, because Anniversary
because Legend's a story, Anniversary is a prequel.
Uh-huh.
Themes in both of them tie in to work into the third and final one of the story.
Yeah.
That trilogy is amazing.
I've played a bit of Anniversary.
And I'm such a hypocrite, because I've just realised, if that structure is done consciously, then that means that they're all being done off of an Indiana Jones formula, which means, once again, her entire story is her following in the footsteps of a dude who did it first.
No.
Damn it! God damn it, society! You need to book your ideas up. The girls can do shit too. Wonder Woman's box office proved that. And rumours may or may not be proving that lesson's been learned.
Yes!
Is that the next news item on the agenda?
There's been rumbling this week.
Is that next on the thing? Oh, smooth segue, he says, ruining it by acknowledging it.
Then the rumour is that Marvel have hired a writer for Black Widow.
Yeah.
A solo Black Widow movie. It's not been confirmed yet.
No. But, news outlets have been going on about it like it has, but we've still not had the word from Disney yet.
There's been many rumblings about it, and I think it's a fairly safe bet. And Scarlett Johansson's come out in the past and been, quite eager to do it, but she wants to do it before she gets tired of wearing a black catsuit. Which, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it is.
That's a physically demanding thing to do.
Yeah, so some people can naturally remain svelte and comic book like in their proportions, but for everyone else, 95% of people, it takes work. And Scarlett Johansson is working hard to make sure
she's
a
mother now.
She's a mom. Damn it. I think she shot Ghost in the Shell after having her kid.
Yeah.
So and that obviously was a film that involved very skin, she had to look basically like a nude robot.
Yeah.
So she obviously worked very hard to sort of get back that action physique for an actor who has only really become an action oriented star in the last couple of years. Really,
I think she's always
Black Widow was almost her sideline.
Yeah,
she was mostly in dramas and stuff.
Yeah.
So now that she's fully fledged, I
mean, she's still she's only 33.
Yeah,
so it's not like she's getting age out of it. But,
no, but Hugh Jackman has said, it's not easy to maintain a superhero physique for a long duration.
And Chris Hemsworth has been talking about wanting to do more Thor after his contract's up, But I think the rest of the Marvel crew are probably just like, yeah, we've got a good run on this. Let's do something else now.
Yeah.
Because you know, I'm Robert Downey Jr. I'm 50 odd.
Yeah. Give me at least 10 minutes to have Ryvita and a lie down.
And I'm Chris Evans, and I want to direct, and and fair play to him, because like they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah,
this has been happening for a long time.
For quite some time.
So yeah, Black Widow might be happening. So I posed the question to you, Christopher.
Me, Captain Me.
Why isn't two? I didn't say one, but
you didn't say
imagine that
one.
I said one.
This is a
one,
falsehood.
why hasn't this happened already? And two, what else should we have seen by now?
What else are you hiding?
What else are you hiding? We have ways of making you talk! What other female-led superhero or comic book movie should we have seen by now? And would you like to see?
So question one, why hasn't this happened already?
Yeah.
Simple. The Hollywood system has been conditioned over the course of many, many years, as has many other forms of media storytelling and indeed society at large, more prominently, to not favour the female-led story, the female-led tale, which sucks balls. Many factors have played into this over the decades, either because, like, at certain times, female-led blockbusters, in particular, like summer movies and things like that, haven't fared as well, either because they've been terrible products or under-marketed or what have you.
Usually
or because of societal...
bad.
It's societal conditioning, because you will still get, believe it or not, there are still people out there who will go like, oh, that film, oh, I kind of watch that film, who's the main person in it? Oh, it's like Natalie Portman. Oh, it's about a girl, never mind. You're like, wait, what? What? Huh? What? Huh? This is both male and female people do this sort of shit. Then in recent years, Hollywood has really been, or at least certain figures in Hollywood have really been trying to turn it around to make sure that the playing field is leveled out for action blockbusters in particular, to be about, like, if it's a starring role, for it to be a female lead. Still
don't get paid as much as the male counterparts, but
God, even with the same agent.
Hey.
Wahlberg! So yeah, there's that. But we found out, like, in recent years that even now, even as social media is proving that society worldwide is getting more woke, there are people who still, for some unfathomable reason, have problems with it, and certain films haven't helped. Sony, for example, have been trying to champion a female-led blockbuster for a while, but not because it seems they want to make a difference, it's because they want to be the ones to be like, oh, we did it first.
Yeah.
Hence Ghostbusters, which again didn't fail due to the casting of female leads, or female leads being the main characters. It failed because it was a pretty bad movie.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it ain't great.
Same here, but do you have any desire to revisit it after the cinema? No, same here. So,
which is a shame. Like, it wasn't terrible, but
I know, but the more clips I see of the home video release
yeah,
and all the extra stuff, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm never watching this again. There's an entire bit where Erin and Abby do a dance that they used to do in college that explains what the barrier is.
Sure.
That's a scene in the home release.
Okay.
Yeah, like they wear black turtlenecks and
on.
do a dance. Yeah, because Paul Feig thinks dancing is comedy. Anyway, but like that wasn't. As someone again who enjoyed it myself, I will admit, on every technical level, that is a terrible movie. Like in terms of its execution and in terms of its pacing. I don't think
it's terrible. It's all
right.
Direction. It's all right.
No, I don't know. I mean, come on.
It's not a Poison movie.
No, but like it's a film that keeps, like us, getting distracted by tangents.
Yeah,
it never stays on its own on its course. It never stays its course ever.
Yeah, Three Billboards does that, and that's got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, well, stuff. But then you have films like Wonder Woman, which again, Wonder Woman's not an incredible movie, but it's a damn good movie.
Yeah, it does lose its way a little bit in the third act, but I don't mind the smashy big monster stuff.
No, it feels cool in that because it's like, oh, cool. Instead of CGI gorilla men with capes smashing into stuff, we're going to watch Diana of Themyscira kick someone's ass. Fair enough. Plus, you're emotionally invested in her and in Steve in that moment.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh shit, how are they going to get out of this one?
They've been building up to it, which works.
Yeah. They don't just spring it out of a freaking spaceship 10 minutes toward the end and go, "You're Doomsday!" It's like, for God's sake.
Doomsday!
Doomsday! But yeah, it's Wonder Woman has obviously helped turn the tide, and financially, that is the biggest problem that makes it kind of depressing, is that studios won't challenge the norms or put their faith in female-led blockbusters simply because they don't want to take the risk of them not making money in case the public don't invest. Wonder Woman is the thing that hopefully will now turn this around.
Wait.
Yeah?
Wait.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that everything mainstream Hollywood does is driven by the capacity to profit from
it? Yes.
Jesus Christ, what a shock!
Are you shook? Are you hashtag shook?
I never expected this in a million years.
Listen,
I'm so shook my teeth are chattering.
What you could hear, gentle listener, there was a pair of chattering teeth that I got in a cracker at Christmas that only go about 3 steps and then stop working.
Oh, I'm going to wind them up again.
Oh, God.
I'm going to do it on mic so you get the full hideous, mechanical grinding of the teeth.
They don't go very far. Oh.
That's so good. Right. Distracted by the teeth.
That's so weird.
What? What should we have seen by now? What? Now that Wonder Woman's broken the levy.
Yeah, I mean, it was, if I recall, the highest grossing comic book movie last year overall. By the end of the year, it had the biggest take out of all of them. Spidey, I think, was the biggest opening weekend of them, but Wonder Woman's taken the most money since, proving to those cold, heartless, just interested in the bottom line and the green members of the production.
Got to see that green.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look what Wonder Woman did. Look at the business that movie did. Maybe she should start investing. Black Widow it almost feels too little too late.
It does feel too little too late, yeah.
At the same time, I'm still not going to sniff at it because I would like to see it. Black Widow has worked brilliantly as a supporting player in the MCU.
Yeah, particularly in the Russo brothers movies.
Yeah, like she's of the Captain America trilogy, she's been the co-star of 2 of those movies. Yeah. She was a co-star of 1 of the Iron Man movies in that trilogy, and of course she's in both Avengers, with a cheeky cameo in Thor Ragnarok. Like, it's you know, she works brilliantly as a supporting player. And part of me was like, do you know what would be cool? Let's give the 2 supporting players their own movie. Let's have like a Black Widow and Hawkeye film. Maybe the way you do it is you have a Black Widow movie and Hawkeye's a supporting player in that film. So you still kind of get that, but definitely make sure the spotlight's on Natasha.
Yeah. So more kind of like the Cap Black Widow dynamic in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But with...
Don't necessarily make it about her dealing with her past or anything, but I think that has to play into it because it means you with the Black Widow movie you've got the room to do that where you usually don't in the other films, and you could probably do it with a mite more sensitivity than Age of Ultron did, where it dropped something that was like there to make you go, oh my god, I feel really bad for her, but done in a way where it's in the middle of one scene and then is dismissed, not touched on again.
It doesn't really...
In the middle of the mostly there for the family action flick with all the superheroes teaming up.
Yeah.
It just felt really odd to be like, hey, guess what? I can't have children because they stopped me from having children.
But then there's also
and then she refers to
makes
herself
her less of a woman.
People thought that's what the correlation was, but I got what the scene was doing. She's talking about like she says in that scene she says I'm a monster too. She's talking to Bruce, but she wasn't talking directly about that. It was like the whole Doctor going and still not ginger. People were like, oh, he hates ginger people, does he? Yeah. It's like no, he's saying he's not ginger, and we know from the last time that kind of annoys him. Oh, never mind. Like she was referring to the fact that she was basically a trained killer who was conditioned to be a killer by these people. She's saying, like, I'm a monster too. It just unfortunately happened to be in the one scene where she was given character development by the studios, we found out. Joss Whedon wanted to do more with her in the movie, and that was one of his conditions, was like, you get to keep that scene and the farmhouse setting if you do more of this with Thor and the premonitions and this with...
Which doesn't actually go anywhere. Like...
No, it doesn't even make sense. In Ragnarok, there's a line mentioning it.
Yeah.
He says, like, I've been having these premonitions, dreams of infinity gems, and the more I dug into it, the more I found out about plot to usurp Asgard. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it's over with.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. But anyway, it's like, so, yes, definitely delve into her past and talk about that sort of stuff, but ultimately, just do what I'd like from Tomb Raider, please. Just have a freaking adventure where she has to deal with it, and she's fucking badass, because she is. And now would be a chance to, like, give more of your supporting players of the MCU a bit more of a spotlight as well.
Yeah.
Now's the chance to, like, put in more Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill. Whip out Sam Jackson to sort of be, like, that's the element I recognise from Iron Man, for example, for, like, the really casual viewers. He's involved in it. Okay.
Give us like a really cool spy movie.
Yeah. Chuck in a baddie from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like as a muscle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like pick like Crusher Creel or someone to be muscle.
Cool
To show that, she doesn't have to be stood next to the big green guy and then the bloke with the shield to deal with like superpowered threats. Like she can deal with superpowered threats.
She can.
Like she has learned a shit ton since the Avengers.
She can deal.
Like shows that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Delve into there. As for superheroes, I'm surprised they haven't had their own movies yet. Female lead superhero movies.
Yeah, hit me.
Let's have a bounce. Let's talk about the ones that have happened, because I think a lot of them are tied into why studios didn't risk the money making these.
Are we talking about Catwoman?
Because they're awful. 2004's Catwoman,
Elektra,
Supergirl.
Supergirl is pretty bad.
It's terrible. Tank Girl. Not great.
Tank Girl isn't great.
Enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
Not good.
It's so fucking gonzo and off the wall.
Beat you so hard, your children will be born bruised.
It's just
like, what is this?
It's nuts. But yeah, it's not very good.
Barbarella. To a degree. Stripperella.
Is that a
That's
French
a TV show?
Is that a
same
French
thing.
one?
No,
Is that French Bond Destiny originally?
Yes. Oh, I'm thinking of Barbed Wire.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. They made that. You know that? They made that. My Super Ex-Girlfriend, which I know isn't a property.
No, but
again, it was here's a movie about a woman with superpowers, and it's a rom-com where she's a jealous psycho ex. Right.
Yeah.
This is an uncomfortably mean-spirited movie. And it was. And it sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Elektra. Gash. Oh! And hang on, is Terence Stamp in Tank Girl?
No, it's Malcolm McDowell.
Ah, right then. Kind of look the same at certain ages. The white hair and the dark eyebrows.
My keyboard's died.
So Malcolm McDowell's in Tank Girl. Terence Stamp's in Elektra.
Yes.
Is there a sturdy actor with white hair and black eyebrows in Elektra? Or Catwoman?
Probably.
Sorry, in Elektra it's Terence Stamp, but in Catwoman? Is that the pattern? Is that why these movies fail? Because they have fantastic actors with shocking white hair? These films are dreadful. 2004's
they're
Catwoman.
not good at all.
2004's Catwoman is abysmal, and it's one of those where I was like, when we eventually do like a worst superheroes video or episode or something, like worst superhero movies, do we talk about it? The more I think about Catwoman, the more I'm like, no, the internet's discussed this movie enough. It needs to die. It needs to disappear forever. It's fucking abysmal. Elektra's bland and boring. But was also the first, like, expanded universe superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was a spin-off from Daredevil. It's like, okay. And you see him briefly in an uncredited appearance by Affleck, appearing in, like, I think it's her dream or something.
Yeah, this is about flashback or dream sequence, I think.
And he doesn't speak, but it's like, it's him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you only see him for a moment and stuff, but it's like, okay, alright, fair enough. But no, like, deaded. And also takes away one of the few interesting developments in the Daredevil movie, regardless of your thoughts on it. Like, Elektra gets killed. That's not traditional for, like, the first outing for a superhero movie, to kill off the love interest character, like, in the first movie. That's different. Oh, wait, she's alive in her own movie. She's been brought back to life. Thus meaning that Daredevil exists in a supernatural world.
That's what happens in the comics, so that's what it has to do.
But yeah, what superhero films with female leads should exist? While the DCEU exists, I don't think you can do this because the DCEU needs either majorly retooling or scrapping before you could do this the right way.
Yeah.
But I would like a Supergirl movie again, please. Done right. Because Kara is a fucking fascinating, wonderful character.
And that Supergirl TV show is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Now,
on the whole,
while that is on the air, no rush to get a movie out.
no.
But that being said, that would be nice. If you throw out the one that you would pay to see now, if you could, the one you would absolutely want to see now. Let's say the same movie, and then like second pick that like could be movie or a TV series or something like that.
Huh.
Because the one that'd be my second pick that I think would be a nice TV show or movie, but TV show might be a cool way to do it. Do it as like a mini with a big budget. She-Hulk, set in the MCU. Yeah. Yes. 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 Like, I want to see that. I want to see a freaking courtroom
superhero action
drama
meets
action
courtroom
show.
drama.
Yeah.
I
want to see that.
Nice partner piece to Daredevil.
I'm not sure how we'd be able to. It worked beautifully with Daredevil,
Yeah.
but I don't know how we'd be able to tie it into MCU cleanly. Because Hulk obviously has an arc and stuff. So there might have to be some kind of like sideways way around it. And it'd have to be very expensive to do, or you just pick an actor who is naturally very built and work with that. So She-Hulk isn't like, 7 foot tall all the time, but is like 6 foot and,
Well, that's
someone like Gina Carano or whatever.
That's the thing about She-Hulk, though, is that she is an expression of Jennifer Walters' sort of internal strength. Like,
Yeah.
the Amazon she wishes she was. Because Jennifer Walters is just kind of small and mousy and a good lawyer, but not, And then she turns into this giant green Amazonian goddess.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my god! I'm gonna keep being a lawyer!
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
like the best fucking lawyer ever.
She can't
Dealing
change
with superhero cases. Oh, make this into a show!
So if it was like
oh my god.
Powerless
Yeah.
with courtroom stuff
Mm.
and street level action,
You might have to do it out of the MCU continuity for it to be easy to set up,
I
though.
guess it would be pretty fucking funny though.
I mean, let's see how the MCU is after Infinity War Part 2. Let's see where the Hulk story
where
is
this
by
goes.
that point. Because I know Hulk's not going to get a solo film, but I'd still like to believe that there are Hulk adventures going on at some point where he's like fighting freaking A-Bomb and things like that.
Yeah.
In terms of my main pick, like what I think would be a cool movie, Squirrel Girl.
Ah!
Yeah.
The unbeatable squirrel. Well, she's going to be in that.
And you, I know she's going to be in
New Warriors.
New Warriors.
New Warriors.
Is that MCU set?
I don't know. I don't know with these new Marvel TV shows. I don't know
Oh yeah, because there's like
I don't
Cloak
know
and
what they're
Dagger
doing.
and
Runaways.
and Runaways. They're all on different networks.
Runaways is supposed to be pretty fucking
They're all in the
cool.
MCU. Yeah, apparently, freaking dinosaur in the last episode.
Hey!
So they're all in the MCU, but they're all kind of their own little separate thing.
Yeah.
Who was it who's playing Squirrel Girl? Because I remember there was fan casting at one point.
I don't remember.
And
I've
people
not
trying
been
to
following
fan cast the actor who played Barb in Stranger Things just because she sort of looks like her.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't doubt her acting ability, but
As Barb,
let's stop
maybe,
casting
but-
people based off of that. I don't know how I feel about her overall, but I remember reading at one point someone said, "Oh, like Anna Kendrick could be a fun Squirrel Girl," and I was like, "That's actually,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
But I think you go all in. I think you go all in on the sort of the goofy, cute premise, and you cast somebody sort of non-obvious. Because Squirrel Girl isn't a teenager, is she? She's just called Squirrel Girl. Basically, for those who are wondering, wait,
yeah.
Squirrel Girl? What are they talking about? There is a Marvel superhero called Squirrel Girl.
She's being played by Milana Vaintrub.
Okay. She's called Squirrel Girl. She is freaking adorable. Perky as all hell. Proper little, like... you'd want her to be your senpai. You'd want her to notice you.
Would you?
Yeah. She's Chie.
She is a bit
Like,
Chie.
she's a bit Chie. I'm not just talking about the haircut. But,
and
like, she's dressed like a squirrel,
Doreen
sort
Green.
of. Is that the character's name?
Yeah.
Doreen Green.
Yeah.
She's dressed like a squirrel. She can talk to squirrels.
Yeah.
She's got super strength
To a degree.
and super agility.
To a degree.
She once defeated Thanos. That is a
Yeah.
real thing. She's basically whatever the story wants her to be, but not in like it's your destiny, like Mary Sue trope kind of thing. Not like that. In a, this story's going to be ridiculous. Great, she can take part in this ridiculous story.
Yeah.
which is why it makes sense for her to be a movie in the MCU, because this way you can have your PG friendly Deadpool in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, she would be a lot of fun, and again, like, just go all out. I mean, fuck Kate McKinnon.
As an older Squirrel Girl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she could pass for, like, mid-20s, like... She could pass for mid-20s. Kate McKinnon could pass for mid-20s. She could pass for mid-20s. She could pass for mid-20s. That, or you just go completely balls to the wall and you cast, like, Rebel Wilson. Too goofy?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I would watch a Squirrel Girl movie.
Because the thing with Squirrel Girl, she's very earnest.
Yeah.
I don't think Rebel Wilson's got that earnestness. She's just kind of cynic. She's just kind of like...
Yeah, good point. She's more Deadpool than Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too deadpan, a little detached.
Yeah.
A little too cynical.
Again,
What?
if we're aiming older, Rachel Bloom.
Rachel Bloom as Squirrel Girl.
Yeah?
That's not a bad show, actually.
Yeah. She'd be freaking adorable.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh no.
Right, so you have Squirrel Girl on the TV show,
Yeah.
but... The New Mutants. But... Not New Mutants, New Warriors. Do a Squirrel Girl movie that's the Squirrel Girl take on the apocalyptic, like, last story for that superhero trope. Like, a Squirrel Girl Dark Knight Rises.
Old Man
A
Squirrel
Dark Knight
Girl.
Returns. Yeah! Yeah, call it Old Man Squirrel Girl.
Old Man Squirrel Girl.
And she's not old, she's just like in her 30s, you know what I mean? And it's...
Yeah, but squirrels don't live that long.
Ah, there you go! And cast Rachel Bloom. Do it. Do it. Marvel, do it.
Oh, God.
I would watch the shit out of that. And let her write it as well. I would watch the shit out of that.
Oh, my days.
And include at least one musical number.
Yeah, because why not?
But have the villain sing it, and every time she goes to chime in, like, another verse interrupts and carries on. So the whole freaking beautiful payoff of the joke is you've got somebody who's an excellent singer and songwriter, and she doesn't get to sing a damn line.
Okay.
Who would the villain be? The villain's got to be someone
Ridiculous.
who could be a genuine threat, but would be ridiculous to work. Like you need
that
someone
guy made
like...
of Nazi bees.
No,
The Swarm.
He's the muscle. Swarm's the muscle. Swarm's the muscle. Oh my god. Swarm's the muscle. So you can have a fight scene between like 5 squirrels and a small group of bees.
Oh, it should be the Serpent Society. You should all be
Yes, that's perfect. That is perfect because there's legitimate threat, but also she shows up and is just like, wait, what?
Constrictor and
Wait, did
Coppermouth
you all like meet up and go, let's be snakes?
Let's be snakes.
Yeah, I'm going to take you down. The squirrel is the natural enemy of the snake. And they're like, no, it isn't.
No. No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it is. The squirrels, when they like leap on snakes. No,
That's a mongoose.
that's a mongoose. Oh!
Can you speak to a mongooses? Mongoose?
No. Great. Can you guys speak to snakes? No!
No!
I have a giant tail. My arms can extend.
I'm seeing this in my head and it's so good.
My helmet sort of looks like a snake.
Squirrel Girl versus the Serpent Society in a movie.
Oh my God.
Yes. We've stumbled upon a gold mine.
We can definitely convince Rachel Bloom to do it. She once posted her birthday last year. She posted on Instagram. She loves like creepy crawlies and reptiles.
Okay.
So her husband paid for basically a reptile petting zoo for her birthday.
Fantastic.
So there's just photos of her sat there with like a tarantula on her hat, and she's holding like an albino python,
Oh,
and
cool.
she's got like a lizard on her lap, and it's like, yeah, I think we could say, hey, Rachel Bloom, hi.
Do you want to be
Squirrel Girl,
Squirrel Girl?
Villains, Serpent Society, and Squirrel Girl. Like, you should totally do this.
God.
Because Marvel will be like, no, we want to push the next big villain. And she'll be like, no, Serpent Society.
No.
Listen to these guys, they've got some good...
Because the squirrel
God.
is the natural enemy of the society.
Fuck, if you get Rachel Bloom, then you do a Snow White thing for a scene. Like, you do the
Oh
whole, like,
my
whistle while
days.
you work kind of thing, but with squirrels.
It's Mr. Popper's Penguins, but with the Serpent Society.
Oh, God!
What have we wrought?
I want this movie now!
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Because we're amazing and we should be working in Hollywood.
Oh no!
And then it'll get all the Oscar noms.
Oh dear me!
And the Oscar nomination for Best Representation of a Man with Long Arms goes to...
Oh dear.
And Viper's got to be the head of it. I know she's got nothing to do with them, and she's in a weird copyright territory with Fox.
Don't worry about that shit. No one else does.
Oh fuck, that would be awesome. Okay, right. What female superhero movie do you want to see? Aside from Matt and Chris's Squirrel Girl versus the Serpent Society
Old Man
movie.
Squirrel Girl.
Old Man Squirrel Girl.
No joke.
Oh my god! Fuck it, yeah. Sorry, I want that movie now.
I don't know. You know why? Because a lot of the good ones are coming. Like Captain Marvel's coming.
Yeah?
And
alright then. I take your Captain Marvel, and I raise you, a few years later, after we've had the Captain Marvel movie and she's inevitably appeared in an Avengers film.
Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
Yes, please.
Is she not Ms. Marvel anymore in the comics?
Yeah, I think so.
Where did I read? I read somewhere that she's not anymore. Like she's gone under a different name.
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not kept up with.
It's probably to do with off the back of Civil War 2 or something.
Yeah.
Like she feels disillusioned, so she's
because
dropped the Marvel name. Or
the
something.
younger Avengers from that team post Civil War 2, they then go off on their own and form the Champions, which is like Amadeus Cho Hulk, Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, young time displaced Cyclops,
Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
No.
If not, why not?
She's not part of that Avengers team.
Fair enough.
She's never part of that Avengers team. Because she's a different set of young Avengers.
Oh, fuck's sake.
The young Avengers that are all based on the original Avengers.
Hi, my name's Chris Johnson. I'm just going to stick to Spider-Man.
Just going to stick to
less complicated.
Spider-Man. I would...
Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel.
Yeah. Or again, a mini.
Or a
just
TV
like
show.
make her the highlight of a Netflix series.
It's like, yeah.
The first MCU Netflix series that's geared toward families.
Like a teen girl in high school who has to deal with the being an American Muslim in the current climate, plus being in high school in New York, plus also being a superhero.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Fuck.
And also is a massive superhero fangirl who keeps bumping into them people she writes fanfics about.
Holy fuck. Like, okay, so I know there's an element of that in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
But him sort of hero worshipping Tony Stark and wanting to be an Avenger.
Yeah.
But imagine if you did a scene where, like, Ms. Marvel's dealing with shit, and Spidey comes in and sort of wraps it up. Like maybe she's a bit over her head with it. She's dealing with. It's like Mysterio or someone or Shocker, and she just can't quite handle it. And he shows up just in the nick of time, and this, that, and the other. He's like, "Hope everything's okay," and she just goes, "Wait, you're a kid!"
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm a kid too. You're like my age, and he's like, "No."
She's
no,
like, he's
no,
like
no,
4 years
no,
older than her at most.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
This is like when he's in college. And
oh my god,
she's like a senior.
So she's not hero worshipping him. Maybe she's low key crushing on him.
Yeah,
but you could totally do the story where she's basically just like, I want to hang out with you.
Unless,
I want to hang out with you and learn shit. And
unless
he's like,
by then Miles has turned up.
Yeah, well,
in which case Miles will be around her age.
I think they're going to save Miles in the MCU for a maybe later, which is why the go-ahead for the animated one happened. Yeah. So that it's like, this is a brilliant character, and we should totally tell his story. I don't think they're getting Miles anytime
soon, but I think they're keeping Miles in their back pocket.
Well, I think with the Spider-Verse angle, they're like, oh, you guys want Miles? Here's Miles for now. And it's going to be excellent. It's going to be its own thing that's completely his. Like, he is the star of this Spider-Verse picture.
Yeah.
But maybe 10 years down the line, when Tom Holland's done, we can bring in Miles Morales.
See, it's difficult to pull...
When we're at Phase 7, where we've got Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and Miles Morales.
It's difficult to pull too many...
And Doctor Strange as the head of the Avengers.
Female characters from Marvel, because Marvel are very good at having female supporting characters, but they're very bad at having female characters who have their own books. Until recent years.
Yeah.
Like, Sue Storm is great.
Yeah.
But she's a support. She's never had her own title. I think she might have had a mini here and there or something, but she's a supporting character.
Yeah.
She-Hulk's great, but again, her series is
her legacy, and also her legacy is tied into the Hulk legacy. So yeah, she's not really stood on her own 2 feet. Again, rewind. Had the MCU Netflix series not existed, I would have loved to have seen Alias.
Yeah.
And I think I know Alias was going to be a TV series for ABC.
It was in development before the Netflix stuff came along. Yeah.
Yeah, and this was pre the Marvel deal as well, wasn't it? I think they were already in talks about it.
Yeah.
But it would have been, PG-13.
It would not have been what it is on Netflix, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's a good job it didn't happen, really.
Yeah.
But that being said, a Jessica Jones movie, I still wouldn't be against that now.
No.
I think there is a way to do a superhero noir film, and obviously she'd have to drop a few swear words to get into the 12 certificate, but I think you could definitely do a Jessica Jones movie where it's just like she's put on a case, and that's your excuse to do a one-off Jessica Jones alias investigation story where you can have, like, Tony Stark pop up in it. You can have, like, Pepper Potts be in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be the ideal like, maybe not the Captain America affair.
I don't know, I was going to think, like, adapt that first arc of Alias. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there are ways to do it, and I think that would be quite cool. Especially because Jessica Jones Series 1 ends with her being like, okay, yeah, now I'm going to run it properly. So it's like, cool.
And then Defenders comes along and she's like, nah, I'm not running this properly yet.
Yeah, fuck this shit. I'm going to take 5 minutes out to punch this guy.
Punch dudes, and also there's a dragon beneath New York.
A dragon skeleton, sir.
How do we feel about Batgirl and the Birds of Prey?
Have you heard the news about that?
Apparently the
Harley Quinn movie,
is now
which
Gotham
was
City
Gotham City
Sirens,
Sirens,
and it's now
Birds of Prey. Which, if Harley isn't the villain in that movie,
makes no sense.
Makes no fucking sense. But then again, the Birds of Prey TV series made no sense because Harley was the villain, but she was the head of a cosmetics company, and it was basically Sharon Stone's character from the Catwoman movie, except where wore Harley Quinn colour schemes in her costumes.
But then, also, how many of the Birds of Prey are actually birds? Like Black Canary.
Yeah.
That's it.
Batgirl would still be awesome.
Batgirl
Would be an amazing movie. Cool.
I'd watch a Batgirl. Not even necessarily Barbara Gordon Batgirl as well.
See, I'd want Barbara Gordon Batgirl just because I'd like Gordon to be a player. And I would like Batman to be in it.
Well, he needs to be, I think.
Yeah, but in that whole, like, it's that line of questioning or whatever that he's like, there's nothing to this, and he's dealing with something bigger, and she's like, no, seriously, I know I've only been doing this for like 6 months, but there is something more here, and I know what it is, and Bruce is just like, he's at that point where he's like, look, we need to pick our battles, now's not the time, and it's that whole thing of her, she's still sort of young and impetuous a bit, like she's sort of 17, she's like, no, fuck it, I'm going to investigate, and, you know what I mean, it's that whole thing of like, she goes in way over her head, but learns shit along the way, and by the end of that movie, it's like, yeah, I know my limits, and I know how freaking great I can be if I do this right. Like a coming of age story that's not about like coming of age so much as like learning who you are.
What about the modern Batman?
Fire. Plus, it'd be a great excuse to like showcase some more Batman villains that wouldn't make it into the Batman movie.
Yes,
modern Batwoman, yeah, but I'd rather see Batgirl first.
Yeah, I think modern Kate Kane is quite an interesting character. As a soldier.
Oh, stick her in Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Maybe.
Like, that'd be an ideal way to introduce a mainstream audience to that character, is a part of a team-up. Because then you go like, oh shit, like, don't have Batgirl in Birds of Prey. Maybe have her, oracling, like, she's the one who sets them up.
Yeah.
After she's got a bit of experience under her belt as well. But she ain't Oracle, she's Batgirl. But they don't have to necessarily know Batgirl's the one who set them up. They could all just be approached by this freaking computer thing that is that face.
The Oracle face.
Yeah, so that's how you get away with doing Oracle without fucking doing Killing Joke. So there we go.
Are there any really cool female DC superheroes you want to see?
Vixen. Not so much as a movie, really.
Sorry, are there any really cool DC
Oh,
superheroes?
Vixen's awesome! I would like again, like I'm not stretching out.
Awesome,
I would like a Catwoman movie.
Yeah, a proper Catwoman.
A proper Catwoman movie, not Gotham City Sirens, because I don't think you should make Harley and Ivy the heroes of the cinematic story.
No.
Like, I would like to see them be the villains. They can be really cool villains. I'd like to see that. So maybe you twist it. Maybe it's a Catwoman movie and your antagonists are Harley and Ivy. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you do something like that. So we get the sneaky, nicey cat burglary, but with
nicey.
Yeah.
All right.
Like a Catwoman one would be really cool, done properly. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
In terms of the DC female heroes that would sort of kick Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Hawk Girl
I think you'd have to Thor it. I think you'd have to be like, yeah, this whole mythology already exists.
Because the Hawk Girl, Hawkman mythology is so confused at this point. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Simplify.
they're reincarnations of like ancient Egyptian folks, but also they're aliens from Thanagar.
Yeah.
And they're police people, but also they're still reincarnations of these people and nth metal and yeah.
Yeah. Simplify it. There's
You'd
a
have to pick
fucking
and
there's,
choose.
yeah. There's a planet, and they're from that planet, and she's hiding out on Earth because she has to. So she's sort of been made to forget who she is, and circumstances mean she has to come back to the forefront.
Oh, so it's Highlander 2, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah. The Hawkening.
The Hawkening.
That doesn't make sense. Oh god. But yeah, just... Yeah!
And sort of detach it from Hawkman.
But visual-wise, that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Especially if she can, like, retract the wings. Or they just kind of, like, because she's connected to... You know, was it Thanagar?
Yeah.
She's connected to it. Maybe it's, like, another dimension or whatever. So it's almost like, here, she looks like this. So you can kind of blend it a bit. So like that way, that the wings could suddenly just sprout, like, out of nowhere. Yeah. She doesn't necessarily have them, but she can kind of channel it.
Zatanna?
Fuck yes! Oh my god, yeah! I mean, come on, we're in a world where Doctor Strange is now mainstream. DC does not have to tiptoe around, will people not, like, will people find magic in a superhero movie, like, a bit silly? It's like, no. They bought it with freaking Sherlock over there with it slinging his ring. Like, I think you guys could get away with, oh my god, look, this really famous magician. She's awesome. And wait, hang on, what? She's actually dealing with supernatural threats?
This glamorous stage magician who's actually a magician?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. And just like you go, because we are not gonna get in this modern movie landscape a Harley that we'd like to see who works with that very classical kind of look, like, you know, the way that Harley in the animated series, Batman the animated series handles. There's that very sort of classy, like, old school gangster flick kind of, like, look to a lot of the villains and the way they behave, and some of that glamour and that pin-up style where it's pin-up for the woman, not for people to go up at, you know what I mean? Like, the Harley Quinn kind of thing. Zatanna has that kind of traditional look and feel. You could make a really fucking classy, like, superhero comedy movie that just owns, like, doesn't this look fucking cool? Like, doesn't she look amazing? Doesn't, like, the whole freaking curtains and the old theatricality style, do you know what I mean? You can make something that visually would be wonderful.
The fishnets and the tuxedo shirt and...
Like, you own up to the kitsch of it all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You embrace it.
I'd maybe tone the fishnets down a little bit, but keep the...
Well, here's how you do it. You just make sure
shirt closed. Don't do the cleavage thing.
No.
Keep it closed.
Not unless I don't know. I mean, if it's not gratuitous, you could probably get away with like a bit of some and some. And
no,
it depends.
I think it looks better with.
You don't need the bottoms to be like tiny knickers. Like they could be shorts.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or slightly more modest, like underwear outline, and then like the fishnets. But you have the fishnets going to boots that are like thigh high, maybe, you know, knee high,
maybe.
So the boot, no, not thigh high. Thigh high's too sexy. Knee high is still kind of like, you can get away with the smart. Look at us discussing women's fashion like we fucking know what we're talking
maybe
about.
Lose it. I mean, that silhouette.
As long as all right, the upper half completely tuxedo with the white gloves and top hat.
Yeah,
and then the bottom half can be fishnets down to like boots or something.
Well, look at the animated series, Sana.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Like they avoided fishnets and they went for the dark grey.
Yeah,
there you go.
The points you need to hit are the top hat.
Yeah.
The hair.
Yeah.
Bow tie and tuxedo tails.
Yes.
Slender legs.
Yeah.
That's the silhouette you need to hit. You can do that without going too cheesecake.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like Harley Quinn should be, Zatanna is a sexy character because of the character.
Yeah.
Like, the look has an outline, of course it does, but it's comic books. Like, they can't help themselves. Everyone's wearing skin-tight outfits.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it looks. But, like Harley Quinn should be in her all-over, like, stocking and face paint and daft hat, the sex appeal comes from the character. With Zatanna, and I don't mean this in a sleazy way, but like, I don't mean it to be sleazy. Zatanna, you could get away with doing a really slick, stylish, sexy comedy movie that's set in a superhero world.
Sort of like Now You See Me, but good.
Yeah, well, yeah. When I say sexy, I don't mean like you do the long, lingering shots. I mean like like again, traditional Harley Quinn. The sexiness comes from how classy it is, the confidence of it all. Do you know what I mean?
I'd watch a Lizzie Kaplan Zatanna movie.
Lindsay Kaplan.
Lizzie Kaplan.
Lizzie Kaplan. What's Lizzie Kaplan from?
Well, she's Now You See Me too for a start, but I've not seen that.
What's she from?
She's
she replaced Isla Fisher.
Yeah. She's the kooky like best friend girl in Cloverfield. The one who explodes.
I mean, both of those things make me think she'd be a good pick for Both of those things make me think she'd be a good pick for Zatanna.
No,
like she explodes and she's the kooky best friend.
She's in loads of good stuff.
Oh my god! I want the Zatanna
movie. What is she best known for? All sorts of stuff. Well, she's one of the talking heads at the beginning of The Disaster Artist. I'm trying to find things that you would know her most from.
That's right. Is she one of those who sort of pops up a lot in like indie comedies and
she's in Item 47, Marvel One Shot.
Oh snap! Yes, I know who you mean.
Yes,
she would be. She would be lovely. Actually, she'd be a good Zatanna.
Fine. That's
yeah. God, imagine if that's how we pitched it. Like,
Lizzie Kaplan.
So what is it? Now You See Me, but good.
Now You See Me, but good.
Wait, no. Now You See Me too, but good.
Now You See Me, but good, and without all the guys.
Yes. Although you could totally do like backstory mythology with Zatara and stuff like that, and talk about like, oh, this is where all this shit came from.
Yeah.
You know, la la la.
Maybe have a guest appearance from, I don't know, Etrigan the Demon.
Guest appearance.
Or
make the villain. Make
Constantine.
Make the muscle.
They were together for a while in the comics.
Make the muscle of the villain Etrigan the Demon. Like Etrigan has been. It's that whole accursed thing of like I'm putting like you're in my way. I'm making you the target, and I'm gonna fucking summon this thing and make it go for you. Because I know Etrigan's a goodie at heart, but obviously does some horrible shit.
Yeah.
Make the villain.
He's a demon.
Make the villain Clarion the Witch Boy. Yes. Come on now.
You've got to get over this Clarion the Witch Boy thing, Chris.
Never! I want Clarion the Witch Boy.
Stop trying to make Clarion and the Witch Boy happen. It's never going to happen.
Right, fine. Give me a DC movie where all the children fight. It's Clarion the Witch Boy and Baby Doll versus Damian Wayne. And there's no sharp objects. They've all just got to hit each other with pencil cases.
Okay.
Last man standing. Or Baby Doll. I revisited that episode of the animated series recently. That was amazing. Is there any more we can think of off the top of our heads to shoot out before we go? I think there is a way. I'm a sucker for the pulp stuff. I think there is a way to do like a modern Sheena, for example, without it being gratuitous visual smut. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially after we got like a Tarzan movie last year that was dull as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, maybe what you need is, oh fuck that, here's Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, having a freaking kick-ass adventure. Like, just something like that. There's a way to do that kind of story without it being gross. Do you know what I mean? There is.
I mean, you're a step away from Vampirella at that point.
No. I don't think you could do that. I don't think you could do... No.
No, you couldn't
do Vampirella. You could... I mean, you could...
You couldn't, and you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. You could do, like, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Red Sonja?
Ooh. Yeah. Again. Fuck, I'm sure there was one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You could totally do Red Sonja.
You know, there's a Conan Wonder Woman mini out at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd read that. Oh, hang on. What was it that... It's got Red Sonja currently?
Dynamite, yeah.
Didn't Dynamite do... It was called something like Sword of Sorrows.
Possibly.
It was a crossover between a bunch of their female-led books. Because it was like Not Sheena. Jungle Girl.
Jungle Girl, yeah.
What's her name? Red Sonja. Oh God, I can't remember. There was like 4 of their female-led books.
I think Vampirella
It was a team-up crossover.
Yeah.
Do something like that. Just fucking go
Yeah.
balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Like, lure everybody with unnecessarily, like, you know, uncomfortable sex appeal.
So many chainmail bikinis.
And then when they're in there, be like, oh, cool, did you see the poster? Great. Well, they only like that for one scene. Let's do the rest of the story now. So, yes.
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 by Jingo.
Yeah, no, we'll come back to that one, because that's some food for thought there. I think it says more about our reading habits that we couldn't come up with more.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it's we've got to expand our horizons.
Expand our horizons.
But it also does say a lot that, like, in terms of the industry at large, like, obviously it's our reading habits, but still the industry at large, it's like the fact that we can't think of as many as we would say, like, male-led books.
Marvel and DC are both putting out more female-led books than they have in the past, but they're not lasting.
Mm.
They're just not sticking around.
And sometimes that is simply down to them just not pushing.
But I think also,
taking that risk.
And this is something that came up when Comic Pop were talking about it at the end of last year. Maybe they're just publishing too many books.
Yeah,
maybe they're just trying to do too many books. Because I don't know if volume is the way to go.
Looking at my waistline, I'd say yes.
I don't know if they're overstretching in terms of the market. I don't think it's as big as they think it is. Maybe even as successful as the movies are. But hey, it's fine. Speaking of,
we're 5 minutes away from Gwenpool.
Speaking of quality over quantity, let's go to the emails.
Hey!
First one we're going to pick up from last week on Luke. We didn't do this one last week.
Okay, one sec. I just picked it up.
Hey. Luke says he's writing this while rewatching Shaun of the Dead and taking notes for the podcast on our suggestion. No, thank you very much.
How's that?
And of course, you got a reply to your message email from his friend of Crazy Person. Are we fans of An Idiot Abroad, The Morning of Life, The Ricky Gervais Show, and Carl Pilkington in general?
I have watched a good few episodes of An Idiot Abroad. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not really that into it. It's fine. I'm not super into it.
I like. Oh god, there's a really creepy helicopter flying above the house.
The black helicopters. They've come.
I like seeing through the cracks of Carl Pilkington's persona.
Yeah,
because he definitely is that sort of like slightly thick guy, like in terms of his bluntness with his questions and some of the stuff. But he's also wickedly funny, like. So I like watching him and trying to figure out, are you doing that one on purpose or was that an actual daft question? Do you know what I mean? You're like, which one is this? Which one is this, Carl? You know how to play a room. Like, what's going on? He's a fascinating man to watch because of that. Mm. But yeah, I've not really pursued much else.
I have little to no opinion. What's your favourite Bill Nighy role?
Ooh. How about you? Have you got one?
I really like Bill Nighy in everything he's in.
I just really like Bill Nighy. It's not a very well-known movie, and it's also not a great movie, but it has its moments. I think we've talked about this before, actually. You and I. There's a movie about a band getting back together called Still Crazy.
Yeah,
he's very good in that. Good. That's him and Jimmy Nail, isn't it? Yeah. Which is so weird, because it's like, oh, fucking Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy fucking Nail.
So, yeah, and...
I quite like him in The Boat That Rocked.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of shit. People don't like that movie.
No, he's
and
very
I really
good.
like it.
He's very good in that.
Because it's
Nick
like...
Frost.
It's full of fucking, like, great British actors. It's fucking... Nick Frost and Chris O'Dowd and Risa Fans. Fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman was in it. It's fucking great, but no one likes it.
Really,
Catherine Parkinson's in it. She's great in it.
Really obvious nerdy answer. I like his very brief role as Mr. Black in Vincent and the Doctor.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Because it is just this. Right, it's a very short part that is just like a paragraph at the beginning and a wonderfully written paragraph at the end. Who do we give this to? Bill Nighy. It's like Richard Curtis just phones him up. He's like, "I'm writing a little part. Would you play it?" Yeah, sure. Great. I'll tell Wales that you're going to be free.
How do you feel about his Slatty Bartfast?
It's not really the Slatty Bartfast I have in my mind when I think of that story. It's a little too Bill Nighy presents Slatty Bartfast.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of that movie was this person presents this character.
Yeah. And yeah, he does a fucking phenomenal job acting through a squid head for the Pirates 2
Oh,
and
of
3.
course.
But it's even more fascinating if you watch the behind-the-scenes footage because it is earlier performance capture.
Yeah.
And it's aged very well. But on set, it's just him in a grey unitard with ping pong balls stuck all over him and a bit of eye makeup. Like that's so he's playing that role in a way that looks ridiculous in person, and it just makes you like what he did even more because you're like, fuck, he's committed to this.
Bill Nye's alright, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
1 second, I'm gonna knock.
Chris is going to go and answer the door. There's a mystery knock. So I'm going to continue to fill this time with, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Let's look what's coming up on YouTube. Oh, it's Movie Bob's Top 10 Most Anticipated Movies of 2018. I'll put that in my watch later list while Christopher receives his package at the front door. Luke, I love the stream of consciousness of your questions. That they're not sort of...
I don't know what he said, but I agree. Sorry, I've got a shelving unit.
They're also quite good. Christopher,
Yeah.
never ever receive a package during the podcast again.
No,
You should-
I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna strategically have one
You
delivered
should have-
every episode.
You should have let it go to voicemail. By which I mean your neighbour, David voicemail.
I was not rescheduling a freaking delivery of that. I'll tell you that for now.
Okay.
I'll do a live unboxing. I won't.
Don't.
It's a shelf.
Don't do a live
You know, the desk is moving in the new Tat Cave plan.
Yes.
That's going on the desk against the
This
wall.
man's drawn a floor plan for
Yeah.
his Tat Cave. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, just so I knew I could move everything around. And then,
And then...
when I showed it to Matt 2 days after drawing it up and already started to move it around, I've got 5 long cabinets and 3 short cabinets in my office.
Or have you?
But in the floor plan, and I only freaking noticed it about 10 minutes before we started recording this, I'd missed out a cabinet. One of the long ones. Now, there is a place where it can fit, but it means sacrificing a small cabinet with an old CTR TV on it. CRT.
Sacrifice it to the god of cabinet!
So, I'm going to lose a small TV, but we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
It was just, it was wonderful. It was just like, oh, God.
Final question from Luke. Where do we stand on Nicolas Cage?
Well, not at all, because that's impolite.
On his throat.
Unless,
As
of course,
he begs for mercy.
unless of course he lays across the puddle to stop your shoes getting wet. Because I think we can all agree, Nicolas Cage wouldn't lay his coat down for you. He'd just lie on the puddle and be like, "Stand on my back, it's okay." I think it's safe to say we both very much enjoy the work of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a Prince Charles cinema all-nighter of Nicolas Cage movies, so... That was the first time I'd seen Vampire's Kiss. Vampire's Kiss is fucking great. It's even better when you're sleep deprived.
A, B, C, D, E.
Oh, man, it's so good. Nicolas Cage is not always good in movies.
No.
But he's very rarely boring.
Yes.
And when he is boring, he's very boring.
Yeah.
But he's very, very rarely boring.
Nick Cage is I admire him a lot as an actor because he just goes for it. Whatever he's doing. Apart from the boring ones. But the boring ones, you can sort of see it and go, yeah, he doesn't want to be here.
I want to get shot in the eye with an arrow. And then they said no. But then when I did this movie, I said, I want to get shot in the eye. And they said yes.
What the fuck?
Drive Angry's fucking great. You should watch Drive Angry.
I want to take his face.
No more drugs for that, man.
Hang on, I've got Drive Angry.
It's very good.
Yeah, this is the one with freaking
William Fichtner.
William Fichtner is it's basically Ghost Rider again,
Yeah.
but no flaming skull, and William Fichtner is a more intimidating Blackheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like thunderously boneheaded, but it's really good fun.
I'm gonna come back from hell to save my granddaughter and protect her from the devil.
I'm gonna drink a beer out of your skull.
Oh, Matthew, foreplay.
Daniel P comes in with a correction from last week.
Oh,
Um,
Big Daniel P.
I said something about Rusty being a character we were surprised to have missed. This was meant to be a joke, and the way I wrote it was meant to imply Clara before revealing. No, it was actually good old Rusty. I was quite late when I wrote it, so I don't know what I was thinking. And I can assure you I don't actually have an obsession with Rusty.
I think you're just trying to reframe the narrative.
Anyhow, while I'm on the subject, I'd just like to say that I thought Rusty was a nice addition to the episode. And I feel they said enough of the episode reviewers to not have seen Into the Dalek and still get it. No! Rusty apologists on the internet!
Oh god. Sorry. What's his email address? I love Rusty.
Sorry, no, we're only funning, Dan. We're only funning. But stop apologising for Rusty.
I am not a Rusty apologist. You are a Rusty apologist.
Anywho, while I'm on the subject, I'd just like to say that
hang on.
I read that bit. However,
Hang on. Is this a question?
no.
Just checking for legal reasons.
However, it would have still been better if Clara had been the cause of the time troubles, and the only way to fix it would be for Rusty to shoot Clara multiple times.
And then Nick Cage walks in and says, "I want to drink a beer out of your skull."
This time as a joke, but honestly, the more I think about it, the better it could possibly be. I really enjoyed the way they fitted the 10th Planet footage in seamlessly, and the recreations were great fun. I'd recommend looking for the extra deleted scenes online, as I predicted they got another use of those Mondasian Cybermen. And on the topic of Dem feels, I was fine with the actual regeneration, but I got emotional at the scene just before, when the Doctor's alone on the battlefield unsure what to do, and then gets a last goodbye with Bill and Nardole!
He's Nardole.
He ate it! He ate my whole body!
That was your favourite thing to come out of those
It's
videos,
one of my
wasn't it?
it might be my favourite thing 5 Movie fans have ever done.
This delicious pizza.
Now,
His pronunciation of pizza.
now it's time for one last question. A Doctor Who question that we must reluctantly answer.
What? Matt and Chris, two Doctor Who fans, reluctantly answer a Doctor Who question. Copyright the Pogues. Buy that on iTunes and support your local artists.
Disregarding that bloody contract, do you think the 13th Doctor should face the Daleks in her first series to cement herself as the Doctor in the classic Trial by Fire? Or is it not needed? It's not needed.
I agree with Trilby. Trilby, Mr. TARDIS Reviews did a video about this the other day, where he says, no, like, wait till... Like, she faces them when she faces them.
Yeah.
But wait till the second season.
Yeah.
Showcase new monsters, show how the Doctor deals with other problems, and then when you bring them back, maybe have a contrast thing where it's like, once they come back, she's like, oh, don't worry, I can deal with these. I've dealt with them a million times. And they do something that completely surprises her and us, and we go, oh, they feel dangerous again.
They climb upstairs?
Yeah. And she bests them by the... Hey, that was a cliffhanger.
Remember that joke when everyone in Britain, before the new series came out, was like, oh, but I bet you can beat the Daleks with stairs, because they obviously hadn't seen Revelation.
Disabled access has improved.
They hadn't seen Remembrance or Revelation, because no one
Or
was watching
any of the books.
Or any of the books.
Any of those covers or paintings from the 60s or the two movies. Nothing. I haven't seen anything.
Daleks and stairs, eh? No, give the Daleks a rest, and when you bring them back,
make them formidable as hell, so that when she does defeat them, you're like, yeah, not only is that sort of tradition upheld, but also she had to really work for it, because they were fucking unstoppable this time.
Also, you'll see, like, Stephen Moffat talking recently about how he regrets the Dalek redesign.
Ha!
I love the Dalek redesign!
I like them too. I wish they'd have stuck to their guns.
Yeah, I like the big chunky Daleks.
I also really love the bronze tank design, but that needs to change now too.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a repaint, even if they just have a new colour scheme.
Let's just give it. It doesn't need to change much. Let's just give a new Dalek paradigm, so to speak.
Give them the middle body ringlets again.
Oh
like,
yeah,
get rid of the grey
cool.
and give them the ringlets and stuff like that. Just tweak the models you already have, because it'll be the most inexpensive way to do it, and give them all a complete repaint.
More balls,
less balls,
superior Dalek technology.
And I see breasts.
Oh,
Moffat when we liked him.
Charlie
so,
sends
yeah.
this one in. This
Charlie,
last email.
Charlie, come,
A
bubble
big
gum,
damn hello, my
Charlie,
big damn
come.
boys. I'm currently in the middle of a somewhat obsessive playthrough of last year's smash hit for Sony, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
This is due in no small part to the world building, profound and exciting plotting, and phenomenal performances by the principal cast, most notably Ashley Birch as protagonist Aloy. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the game itself.
Oh.
Bit of minor sleuthing showed me that Matt's already dipped his toe in Horizon's waters based on his PS4 trophy list. I've played like 20 minutes of it. Like the opening tutorial bits. And the wider topic of performance in this still new and evolving medium. Is it important or even necessary to you? Any particular performers that stand out? Jennifer Hale as Femshep is a particular standout to me, given the number of branches in that particular story trilogy. She's somehow able to factor in player agency to her performance and make each choice make sense, so that your own personal journey through Mass Effect and its sequels feels fluid and natural. As always, smooches, yours ever, Charlie.
Charlie, come,
The
Charlie,
wind
come,
whispered Charlie.
Charlie, Charlie, come, Charlie, come, bubble gum, Charlie, come, Charlie, come, bubble
I have not played much Horizon Zero Dawn, but I have seen almost all of it being played.
Yeah.
In my house, because I got it as a present for my girlfriend, and she devoured it voraciously, and I sort of lived by it's like a snake, like the Serpent Society.
It's all coming round.
And yeah, she just. So I ended up seeing a lot of that game, and it's got a hell of a world and great plot. I think, and I was listening to this. I listened to another podcast talk about this on the way up here. They were talking about it on Waypoint, how kind of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out and sort of ate a lot of Horizon's lunch. Because they're quite similar games.
It's a great way to work
and
it.
yet very different games. But they kind of came out at the same time, and I think
one's a new IP and one is a very long-standing legacy that people were excited to see a new entry into the franchise.
And it was also the best new entry that the franchise has had in a long time, because it was the
Yeah.
first one that took some major risks. But no, Horizon Zero Dawn, great. I'm just trying to get around to playing it. And yeah, Ashley Birch's Aloy is fantastic, and there's all sorts of great performances in that game. Lance Reddick stands out. He's in that as well, and a couple of others. Performances in games, very important. I'm going to agree with you about Femshep, because
Jennifer Hale's excellent.
I love some fucking Mass Effect, and I do try and play Femshep when I can, because it's just a shepherd.
So Jennifer Hale is Femshep.
Jennifer Hale is the female Commander Shepard.
And you can select female Shepherd from 2 onwards,
No,
from
from
number
first
1.
one. Yeah.
I'm knowing what I know now from that, because I did not know that she played her.
Yeah, you can choose your gender.
I'm selecting Femshep
Yeah.
from my first playthrough then.
Mark May's fine.
Yeah, but Jennifer Hale
is
is GOAT.
Yes.
She's fucking
She's
excellent.
GOAT.
And she has been for years. I think I was first aware of her working. I think she was Mary Jane in Spider-Man the Animated Series. I think that was when I first
I've always
she played a bunch of X-Men characters and stuff as well.
Yeah,
especially in the games. I think she was Jean Grey in most of the game adaptations.
She was the Stilla in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, she was in Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
So I'll play.
Speaking of performances in video games, everyone in Metal Gear Solid, except having recently gone back to Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. Not so much in that where they recast a bunch of people.
Everyone's the same except Kiefer Sutherland is now Snake, and it just
sake.
doesn't work as well because he
Doesn't say
anything.
What's the actor's name? David
Hayter doesn't even approximate anything David Hayter did, and doesn't have any of the same sort. It feels like a different character.
Well, it'll be because Konami were just like, I'll just say it however. But then again, apparently it was something Kojima wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
They just fired David Hayter and got Kiefer Sutherland in.
Do you think it was something like he'd always wanted to have him involved in something?
Probably.
Or they'd promised him to be involved in something?
Probably.
And it fell through that many times he just went, I'm going to give you this.
But it just means that they got someone in to do a bunch of voice and facial motion capture, and then he doesn't actually do much because there's not that much of that dialogue in the game.
So freaking stupid.
It just lost a bit of its flavour. That being said, a lot of the vocal actors who came in to sort of pick up the slack, so to speak, were fucking awesome. I mean, Troy Baker's Ocelot is pretty great and takes a fairly central role. And
I still love the fancy character called Ocelot.
Who plays Kaz now? I think it's Robin Atkin Downes. He just does a great Kaz. Is it Kaz? Is it Rubberneck and Downs? Let's look it up. No, I think. Yeah, it's Rubberneck and Downs. I think it's very. It is still a new and emerging sort of form, but I think performances in games are more important now than they ever have been. I mean, regardless of what you think of his games or his, any of him, David Cage's games have been quite exploratory in the way that they've brought a performance into the way you play a game. I don't think any of his games have been particularly good. But they've been interesting from that point of view.
Hey. Alright, he knows Ellen Page.
Oh, don't.
We'll get into that another time.
But
in the meantime, there's an excellent Jimquisition about it, so give that a watch.
Yeah, I mean, it is more and more now you're seeing motion and voice capture stuff from like big name actors in games.
Yeah.
And even like lesser known like.
I just remembered something.
What?
So, you know how Kevin Spacey did one of the CODs a few years ago?
Yeah.
There was a joke story online, and it's freaking fascinating. There was a joke story online from a satirical news site, kind of like The Onion, that, is it Activision, did you call it Duty?
Yeah.
Were offering a patch to replace Kevin Spacey completely with Tom Hanks.
Brilliant.
And then like they have an interview with Tom Hanks saying like, the moment I got the call from Activision, I drove over that day ready with my morph suit in the truck, and we got it done as soon as possible. It's just like, oh my god!
I think
that's such a brilliant satirical news story.
We've got to give props to Naughty Dog.
Oh god! Oh, the stuff they've done with like Nolan North and everybody
with
over
Nolan
the years.
North on the Uncharted series. And the rest of that cast, and then continued that work even further with The Last of Us, with Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. Like that, the stuff they do in that is amazing. But no, there are so many standout performances in video games, especially from the last 10 years.
Yeah,
but
it's that mix of performance capture and voice acting has become a lot more prominent.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And it's its own skill.
The GTA 5, like the size of that like shoot. It went. I think they were working consistently for about a year on the bulk of it, and then the main cast were coming back for like the next 2 years in pockets to keep coming back and doing stuff.
It's just
and even now, like the most recent stuff, like the Doomsday heist, or whatever it is, like
Doomsday.
They would have animated and filmed all that stuff like early last year. So like even as recently as 2017. They were still making stuff for the 2013 game GTA 5.
Yeah, but nothing I want to play.
Fair enough.
Single player DLC, please. No, actually, no, I don't want to play GTA 5 again.
Online's pretty fun if you get what you mean. Honestly. Ow!
Sorry, that was harsh.
Yeah, it was a bit harsh. You could do that on my balls at least.
Hey!
When I ask you.
We could literally spend the next hour talking about performances in video games, so we won't talk about them anymore. But there's tons, and we've listed a few choice cuts.
We've listed... Oh, quality meats!
Quality meats! Oh, man. The Arkham games.
Yeah, oh, fuck, yes.
The Arkham games.
Kevin Conroy especially. In those. I mean, Hamill, yeah, but Conroy, like, Batman doesn't waver for a second. So good. Yeah, I mean, Telltale, like, regardless of the gameplay and stuff, like, the voice acting in those games is always really, really good.
But the age of that engine is starting to show now.
Yeah.
And they're pumping them out too quickly.
Yeah, well, yeah, I some of them take ages in a way where you're like, you weren't finished.
Yeah.
You got this out to, like, Guardians, I think, has only just released its 5th episode.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I played the first, I bought the season pass when the 2nd episode came out.
Yeah. Because,
it ended up in one of the, like, summer sales. So it was like $11.99 for the full season. I was like, okay, fair enough, I'll buy that. Well, you know, spend two.
I'll buy that for $12.
I'll spend like, you know, £2.50 per episode.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'll be up for that. I played the first one, downloaded the second one, played other stuff, and then kept an eye on it. And it was only a couple of days ago that I was like, oh, let me see if they're all out. And I looked in the store, I was like, oh, they're finally all out now. So I downloaded 3, 4, and 5. And yeah, they just pump them out at a rate of knots. I mean, Batman, I've not touched, is it called The Enemy Within?
The second one, yeah.
I've not touched it because I was gonna wait for a cheaper physical release because I did enjoy the first one.
Well, the first season's just come on PlayStation Plus, so I might give that a go.
Yeah, it's on this month. Well, if you're playing for no extra cost, go for it. I do recommend it. It is fun, but it like you say, that engine's aged. However, worth it for the performances.
Yeah.
Especially Troy Baker as Bruce Wayne.
Well, that sells it a lot.
He's really good because it's so weird to hear his Bruce Wayne because he's Lego Batman in
the Lego Batman games, not the
Lego Batman games, not Lego Bat. He's not Lego Batman. He's the Lego version of Batman. So Lego Dimensions.
God, I've gone cross-eyed.
Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 3, and Lego Dimensions. He's Batman.
Yeah.
So it's really weird to hear that voice coming out of
something that is not
a
Lego.
gritty Batman, yeah. Which is why I hope if Telltale do get around to doing a Superman, they'll just cast Nolan North because he's Superman in the Lego Batman games.
No,
And
they'll
it would
obviously
be
cast
cool.
Henry Cavill for brand synergy.
But they'll give him a live-action upper lip as compensation.
Lego Superman was just a live-action Henry Cavill's lip. It's like those old cartoons where they would just put the lips into still images. Like the old Marvel cartoons
Like
where they were just
Thor and
pages
Captain
from the
America,
comics. It's just a live-action mouth.
But just his upper lip. Just his upper lip. It's a timeshare.
Oh, fucking hell.
And on that note, bigdamcontact@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with us during the week. And of course, BigDamCast on Twitter. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, please do. And tell 1,000 of your friends to do the same. And then watch our videos 4,000 times over.
Yeah.
And we will catch you next week. But until then, Matt is going to butter my briskets.
But don't fall before then, because I won't catch you until the next one. No, really don't.